What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Roy, accompanied by the one, the only, the Dominican bad man, Sergio, aka the floor price guy. And we're Combat Sport Guys coming back to you with another full UFC card breakdown, this time in the form of UFC Vegas 115. Renato Moicano taking on teammate Chris Duncan in a 5 round lightweight main event. Pretty good card this week, man. We got important co-main event. Verna Jandaroba taking on Tabitha Ricci. And then we got some debutants. But before we get into this card, man, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. It's a good card. Last week was good. I mean, a lot of robberies, a lot of finishes, and a lot of upsets.
Yeah, weird seeing Ricky Simone and Giannis go to a draw, them announcing the wrong fighter,
Yeah,
the Ignacio Bajamondes, fence grab. It was kind of weird. But overall, entertaining card, good card, some solid finishes. Israel Adesanya on a 4 fight losing skid. We'll see what happens. 3 fights or 4 fights? 4 fights, huh?
three
He's on
fights,
four
three, three,
four
three.
fights. He lost to Sean
Uh,
Strickland.
DDP, no, no
Yeah, he lost to Strickland.
yeah,
Strickland, DDP,
Strickland
and
DDP.
Imavov. Wow. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what's next for him. Hopefully, they give him somebody like a RoboCop or somebody to
Those of them
see what
RoboCop.
happens, bro. Just officially retire. Nah, I'm
Give
just
him
kidding. They
Nico
gotta give him a
Price.
layup at some point, bro.
Bring back Nico Price and give him a proper farewell. That's what you got to
Yeah,
do.
give Nico Price the call. Let's get into this card, man. Kicking off the card, we have a bout that was kind of thrust upon us. We have Dakota Hope taking on Kai Kamaka the third. Now, when you look at the side of Hope, he is the training partner of Joshua Van. He is making his UFC debut. It's interesting because they have him making his debut, but then he has a title fight on the 17th. If you look at Topology on May 17th. So he has this fight and he has a title fight. Um, he throws with power. He has output. He has volume. He kind of fights similar to a lot of people that he trains with, right? Like an example, Michael Aswell, Van Pineda. They kind of have that striking prowess, that output, but he's not as technical as those guys, right? If you look at his fights, he has gassed. Looking at his older fights, but we'll see how his gas tank does here. He's taking on the returning Kamaka, who was last fighting in the UFC in 2021. Since then, he's had tours in Bellator and LFA and other promotions like Tough Enough. He's pretty sound and technical and clean with his striking. He has a durable chin. He has good footwork, but doesn't necessarily capitalize on his opportunities. Like if you look at his last fight, the not the KO Michael Lima, the Diego Brandao fight, it was a split decision loss. Diego Brandao is kind of an older guy. He was very hesitant in some instances and in some occasions where he didn't really, you know, let his hands go when he should have gone. But I'm not gonna knock that too much from him. I think he's fought the tougher competition. He should be able to get it done here, man. I'm gonna go with him to get a decision here. I just think he's fought way better competition. He has the experience, and he's still young. He's 31 years old. It's not like he's old.
Damn, I'm going with Hope. I mean, listen, all those boys over there at the Joshua Van Palace, bro, they're doing good, bro. Like, like here's the thing. Why did they make this fight? Like, the reality is if this guy wins, there's no way he's going back to Fury. He's staying in the UFC. Um, yeah, unless he has to contra, like there's a contra actual thing he has to do. I'm gonna go with Hope, man. I think Kamaka is the experienced fighter here, but he's been lost a couple different times, a lot of split decisions as well. But I'm gonna go with Hope, man. I'm loving what the camp's producing over there.
Right on. You're going with Hope. I'm going with Kamaka. We'll go on to the next bout. We have Lando Banata taking on Darius Flowers. Lando Banata is making his return after 3 years, whereas Flowers last lost to Evan Elder via submission last year, triangle choke. What do you think, man? Give me the breakdown.
I mean, the reality is you got Lando Venata coming back from it's been a while. How much time? What are we looking at? 2 years, 3 years. Danielso Huber. I mean, you're going with a guy that's, I mean, good jujitsu versus Lando Venata. He will kind of keep it on the ground. The issue with Venata is he's always, to me, he's always been a first round kind of fighter, right? He's the guy that put Tony Ferguson on wheels, and after that he lost. I understand, but Yeah, I mean, I just think Venata has taken too much damage. You look at the size of Flores. Like, I mean, not as much
Flowers.
competition as Flowers. Not as much competition as Venata. This could be the. I don't know, man. I'm leaning Flores. I understand the 3 losses, but
Flowers.
yeah. I mean, wear and tear does matter in this sport. So I'm gonna go with Flores, but I'm not really
Flowers.
Flowers. Sorry, not really convinced on it.
Yeah, I'm. Man, this is a tough fight. This is a tough fight to determine. This is a coin flip, but honestly, I would say Lando Venata, based on the fact that he does have the jiu-jitsu, and we have seen Flores. Now I'm calling him Flores. We have seen Flowers struggle on the ground, right? Jake Matthews was able to get the submission. Michael Johnson beat him via decision, but then Evan Elder also got the submission on him. And I think if this fight finds itself on the ground, which it should, Lando Venata is going to have the upside, right? But we just haven't seen him in a while, man. But as you mentioned, does have solid jiu-jitsu. These guys both kind of are aggressive strikers, right? Flowers and Venata both have power behind their shots. And, Venata last time out when he fought, I mean, he fought Zell Huber, who at the time was a touting prospect, right? This was before the we added Zell Huber to the fade list, right? And he was dropped in that fight. He came back up, you know, weathered the storm and kind of, showed us that he has a chin and that he's pretty durable, right? And got it to a decision. So I don't know if Flower is going to be able to knock him out here, but I think if he's able to find this fight to the ground, which he does have good
Yeah,
wrestling and takedown entries, he should be successful here. So I'm gonna go with Venata. I'm gonna be on the opposite end of you here.
yeah. The old guard, but not really old, but sure.
Right on. Yeah, and then I mean, you're talking about a guy who's fought. I mean, who do you think's fought the tougher competition? You have
Venata. Venata has fought
yeah,
the
Jake
guard.
Matthews, Michael Johnson, and then Venata's fought against Mike Grundy, King
And then
Green,
Ferguson
Yanisi, Tony
is fine.
Ferguson, Charles Jourdain. These are no joke guys, huh?
A lot of
Yeah.
wars too, right? I think that's the issue. I think to me, the issue has been. I even saw him. I saw him back in 2016 in Canada when Holloway fought Pettis for the interim belt, and he knocked out John McDessie. And like I said, I believe in wear and tear. So let's see if he could get it done in a round. He's good for it.
Right on. And then now we have a individual who's coming off their debut in Guillermo Pat taking on Thomas Peterson. Peterson last time out lost via KO to Vitor Petrino in the second round, where he looked pretty good in the first round. Just he ended up getting caught by Vitor Petrino. Pat last time out beat Alan Fry Jr. via unanimous decision. But if you remember that fight, Alan Fry did not look like he belonged there, man. He was gassed. He was supposed to, come in and test the grappling, and it was just a striking fight. And you know, Guillermo Pat here, he has the height advantage. He has the reach advantage. When you look at him fighting, right, he's pretty fast. He's a decent striker. He utilizes that karate base that he has. He moves really well in his footwork for a heavyweight, right? Like kind of in and out. Similar to like I don't want to say kind of like Gone, but not in. It's not the same as Gone, but he has that good footwork. He has, however, struggled with the takedown. Fry didn't attempt to grapple in that fight. It was a striking match, and Fry was able to. I don't know if Fry outstruck him. I have to look at the stats here, but very green, very raw. He has 7 fights on his record, man. He's going against Thomas Peterson. Doesn't have the best striking technique, but he utilizes striking well enough to set up his takedowns, right? Like he has good takedowns, and once on the ground, he's able to control you and work if he can get you to the ground, right? We didn't see him get too much success against Vitor Petrino. He had a really good success against Dontel Mays, and then Shamil Ghazi was able to knock him out. Muhammad Usman he beat via decision, and then he lost to Jamal Pogs via decision. Uh, I don't know, man. I think there's some recency bias here. I'm gonna go with Peterson. I think Peterson can get if he's able to get the takedowns here, right? They're falling in a small cage. He's gonna be able to put him up against the fence, really test the grappling here.
Yeah, and I mean,
We'll
look, he's
see.
coming out. Sorry, go ahead.
And I said, we'll see. Like you're about to say, right? He's coming off a knockout loss. Is he gonna really want to engage on the feet, right?
Vicious knockout, vicious. That
Yeah.
was Petrino was like. Also, Petrino was going up in weight. Um, And I mean, look, you got a guy like Guillermo Pat up and coming, very rawish. I mean, the one thing he's blessed is with the reach and the height. This is like I said, this is your favorite fighter's worst nightmare when you got a guy that has a good reach. I remember this fight 6 months ago because Pat did pretty good from a distance, right? Like use his jab.
A-
Um,
And he got outstruck 132 strikes to 114, and he still won the fight.
yeah, which is intriguing. I mean, whew, you know what? It's just these odds are very good. I'm surprised they didn't, put him at a minus 200. I think Pat's the pick here, man. I mean, look, Thomas Peterson can come out and surprise us. Um, yeah, let's see if he can kind of get the takedown and kind of work from there because he did good against Dontel Mays, but bro, Dontel Mays is all you gotta do is take this guy down. The question is, does he have better takedown than Dontel Mays? And I,
Yeah.
I'll say this: Pat is more athletic than Dontel Mays, um, but we're gonna find out with the takedown, right? And if
Yeah.
so, you get back up. If so, what's the cardio holding up?
And despite him not being taken down by Fry, he still was controlled for about 7 minutes up against the cage and stuff. So I think somebody like Peterson, who's I think a way better grappler than Fry, should be able to get it to the ground here. I think Peterson can get it done. So I mean, again, we're on opposite ends, man. I'm going for Peterson. You're going for Pat here. So we'll see, man.
Patty, baby.
Right now, we'll move on to our next bout. We have some middleweight action. We have Azmat Bekoyev coming off of that vicious KO loss to Yorzi Belguri, who showed how good he is, right? Like, this guy's long, he's lengthy. I think I'm going to fade him in the future. I think he struggles against some of the top 10 guys, some of the top 5 guys, but he's long, he's lengthy, has good takedown defense, and he put him out, right? Gore last time out lost to Rodolfo Vieira via unanimous decision, where he was out kickbox, bro. I mean, right? Like, he was out kickbox by a grappler, right? You look at Gore, he has a grappling heavy approach. He has some power behind his shots. He doesn't have the best technique, and he doesn't throw with a lot of volume or output. However, he does have power, and he can throw with ill intent, right? He did lose the striking exchanges to Rodolfo Vieira, as I mentioned. He's going up against Azmat Bekoyev, who is well-rounded. He can grapple, he can strike. Although he doesn't have the best technique, he does have power. He has good BJJ, and then once on the ground, he looks to work, right? He can submit you or ground and pound you. He's going to transitions. Look at Azmat Bekoyev, his history here. He came in on short notice against Zachary Reese, put him out. He put out Ryan Loder, and then he lost to Yerzy Belgori, but he was able to take him down 4 of 6 times, I believe. I'm going to go with Bekoyev here, man. Trishan Gore, yeah, man. I mean, he's getting KO'd by Marco Tulio. He's losing striking exchanges to Rodolfo Vieira. And
Marco
Osman Bekoyev is a
Tulio
way
good.
better striker than him. He
Marco,
submitted to Coley. What
Marco,
happened?
Marco Tulio had a good fight with Duncan. It's just Duncan's reach a little bit more. But I'll say this about Bekoyev. Bekoyev was doing good in the first round until he started to kind of to fatigue a little bit. And
Yeah.
also, we've learned with the protege of Pereira, this guy just knocked out a contender. Like, it was just fascinating. I mean, for
Who?
me,
Who?
for
What do you mean? Who are you talking about?
Mansour Malik.
He's a prospect. I don't think he's not
Well, yeah,
contending for the
and
title.
that's what
Yeah,
I mean. Like, everybody thought that he was the next him, and like
it's a
I'm
good
just
loss
saying,
for him, though. It's a good loss for him.
it's a great loss, and that's why you get the stamp it as minus 150, and then Gore. Like, the reach. I mean, I don't think Bekov is gonna be looking into striking with this guy as much. He's gonna probably just take him down, dominate him, get him back up, push him against the fence. I'm gonna go with Asmat. Asmat gets it done here.
Yeah, I agree. We're finally agreeing, man. We're both going with Azmat Bekoyev to get it done. I think he's probably my most confident pick on the card, man. I don't have a lot of confidence in Trishan Gore. He has a lot of muscle too, man. He's gonna get tired as the
Yeah.
fight progresses. Next up, we have Diony Barboza. Wow, Diony Barboza taking on Melissa Gatto. Barboza last time out lost via unanimous decision to Karina Silva, where a lot of people felt that she may have won that fight, right? A lot of people felt that it might be a robbery in that decision call. Gatto last time out beat Tamiris Vidal via KO last year. Barbosa, right? She's really good at the grappling. She has that judo background. She's really dangerous in the clinch. She's able to throw you to the ground and then work on her jiu-jitsu, where she has shown in the past that she is dangerous on the ground. She can work. She can scramble. She can snatch up something, right? Her striking isn't the most technical, but it's getting better. I think up against Gatto, right? Gatto is primarily a grappler. She doesn't have the best takedown entries. She does have solid BJJ, can fight well in scrambles and work off her back. Her striking is probably the more technical of the two, but I think Diony Barboza is going to be the more. I think in this fight, like when I think about this fight, like Gato is probably the more technical striker, whereas Barbosa's probably the better grappler, right? Where she probably get some control time. And you look at the fight with Karine Silva, it was short notice, and then she did have a lot of control in that fight. And the striking exchanges, she looked pretty good on the feet. Like her striking is getting way better. And I think here with the full camp, she's gonna perform to how we know she can perform, right? And she's probably upset about that last performance and how it ended. So I think she's gonna look good here. I'm gonna go with Diony. She's gonna be able to close the distance, get in the clinch, secure takedowns, and win off some decent control time. I think Barboza by decision is gonna be a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fading Gatto. I'm gonna my even like last fight, like she was a plus 200. Did very well against Barboza. Sorry, against Karine Silva. To me, she beat Karine Silva. It's just like there was certain takedowns that she would ended in the kind of the wrong position. So, like I think Silva ended up like positioning her, grappling her. It was just such a weird fight. I think Barboza did amazingly well. I think Barboza is a top prospect coming up. I think Miranda Maverick is a top 15. So you get that loss, you bounce back. I should see take this. This just should be a no brainer for her. I mean, what are we looking at? The reach. This girl is athletic and strong.
She's in Vegas too, man. She's training every day at the PI. I think Barboza's gonna be good here.
Yeah, but worse at a minus 145 is the pick.
Right on. We're both rocking with Barbosa here. Next up, we got Alessandro Costa taking on Stuart Nickel. If you remember, Costa last time out lost to short notice opponent Alden Correa via KO. But in that fight, he injured his leg. Remember, up against the fence, he cut up his leg. He was compromised prior to the KO. I'm not saying that necessarily what led to the KO, but it did affect him in that fight. Nickel last time out lost to Lucas Hocha via, via unanimous decision? Yeah, he lost via unanimous decision. When you look at Nickel, he's a wrestler, a grappler, right? He looks to control you and be active once on the ground. He's not the best technical striker. He doesn't have a lot of technique behind his strike, but he does throw nice leg kicks. He's able to keep that distance with his legs and then shoot him for the takedown and try to control you and work. I think Costa here is going to be the more well-rounded fighter. He's a solid striker who's precise and has nice combinations and really good power, man. He throws a lot of good leg kicks. He has good takedown defense, and I think he's going to be able to minimize Nickel's threats, right, with his takedown defense, kind of be the better of the two on the feet. I'm not going to take away his anything from him for losing to Correa because, one, he injured himself in that fight, and Correa has proven to be pretty good, right? So I'm gonna go with Costa here. I think he's the more well-rounded fighter. He's gonna be able to negate the wrestling and then get it done, man. Hurt him on the feet.
Another teammate of the champion winning these guys. I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that camp is good, but going back to Costa, I mean that was a very interesting fight. I think Costa was like a minus 300. It was actually insane, against Stuart Nickel. I mean his first two losses are in the UFC. Lucas Rocha, and I like Lucas Rocha, bro. I think it's the Brazilian kid, if I'm not mistaken. Had a very, very good fight. I'm gonna go with Costa. I think this is a no-brainer. I just don't think minus 415 is justified here. Like, sorry, go ahead.
Minus 415 is not justified for Costa?
No, I don't think it's justified. Like even going back to his past fight against Alden, like let's see. Minus 415 to me, you get it done in a round or you just dominate. My boy better put a 10-8 round there, bro. If not, fade it. But yeah, just be mindful of that minus 415.
Right on. We're both going with Costa. Next up, we have the returning Alice Pereira taking on Haley Cowan. Cowan last lost to Nora Cornell via submission. Pereira last lost to Montserrat Rendon via unanimous decision, where it was her UFC debut. Pereira made her debut at 19 years old. She's now a bit older, bro. She's 20 now. You could say she's a bit more matured, a bit more experienced. She got her UFC debut out the way. She did not look good in that fight, man. They were talking her up. Like people were confusing her for being. I think you even confused her for being Alex Pereira's sister. Yeah. And if you go back to the breakdown, you said, "I think this is Alex Pereira's sister," and I was like, "No, it's not, bro." I think you did, but a lot of people were confusing her for that. And then the UFC was talking her up, and she came out, bro, and she was, oh man, her striking wasn't the best. Her footwork, she looked tall, lengthy, and just like it was just weird, man. I don't know. It was just I did not. I was. I did not like it at all. Anyways, she got her debut out the way. She was supposed to be a solid striker who is fast and does have power. We didn't see that last time out. Capable on the ground, full of energy, can scramble, does fade a bit as the fight progresses. We saw that against Rendon. And, she wasn't really fighting at range against Rendon. Like, if you rewatch that fight, like, her punches were coming, like, out of range a little bit, right? She was kind of winging her punches. She's coming up against Haley Cowan, who, a lot of people would describe her as being athletic and strong and utilizing that athleticism and strength to secure takedowns. Her striking is okay and her grappling is decent as well. Her last fight out against Nora Cornell was her returning after a 2-year layoff. I think she got the ring rust, the octagon rust, off of her. I'm going to pick her here, man. I'm not too convinced on Alice Pereira. I think Cowan, be able to put her up against the cage and get her down. And I mean, if Pereira's improved any, man, she'll get a knockout here. But even odds, I agree with it. Coin flip, I'm gonna go with Cowan. I don't like Pereira.
Yeah, this isn't even odd. Like, I am going with Pereira. I just don't like Cowan. I think Cowan, like, I mean, she hasn't shown me much. James Horn, Canadian girl. Nora's a top 15 fighter, though. I mean, she could come out and surprise us here. I mean,
this is designed for her to win, right? Like, you look at Cowan, she got a split decision in the Contender Series. She lost her first 2 fights in the UFC, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what it was like what really kind of throws me down is that fight against Alex Montserrat. Sorry, Rendon. It is Montserrat. Yeah, Montserrat. She was just like too loopy, too out of range, too tired. Like,
Yeah.
I just, I'm hoping here, and this is based off hope, that okay, well, let's work on your cardio, right? Let's not wing that many punches. If we shake down the pipe, we're gonna have a better result. I mean, can Cohen get the takedown? I think she can.
And they like Pereira because they're making that the featured prelim right before the main card, so they're probably expecting her to get a finish, right?
It's a good looking girl, bro. That's what happened when you're good looking like that in Brazilian. Oof.
Well, she's tall. You know how Dana likes them tall gals, man. Them big gals, them big boy. He likes the big boys and the big gals, bro.
I am dead. He's saying that stuff. I'm gonna go with Pereira, man. Like I said, here's to hoping that she really gets her stuff together.
Yeah, you could tell the UFC is giving her the rub a little bit too, right? As I mentioned. But yeah, we'll move on here. We're both going on opposing ends here. Next up, we have our main card. Opening up the main card, we have Abdul Rahman Yakiev taking on Bredson Ribeiro. Yakiev last beat Rafael Sequeira via submission, whereas Ribeiro last lost to Umar Sai via KO. Where a lot of people are beginning to say that Umar Sai is a bit of a bust, huh? Big Frenchman, he's a bit of a bust. And I don't rate Ribeiro that much. I mean, I really don't. I think Ribeiro, he's an offensive striker with okay grappling. On his back, he looked bad against Sai. He does have poor striking defense, in my opinion. He does get hit. You look at his record. He was knocked out by Osman Mirzakhanov. He was KO'd by Umar Sai. He got the win over DR Nurgazai, but we saw how bad DR is on the ground, right? Like, he lost his first 2 fights due to the grappling. Kyle Machado, split decision. That guy's no longer in the UFC. It's going up against this guy who's a minus 1,400 favorite, right? He's a grappler first with solid entries and control. He's very powerful. You remember his Contender Series fight against Alik Lorenz, right? You got that vicious KO. He's well-rounded, man. I think he's going to be able to get the job done here. Bredson Ribeiro gets hit, he gets taken down, and this guy can hit hard and he can take you down. So I'm going to go with Yakiev. I think the minus 1,400 is, don't put him on any parlays, but I think it's justified.
Yeah, man, this is a very intriguing fight, champ. I love me Ribeiro, but would Abdul look good, man? Abdul put Sequeira. I'm gonna go with Abdul, man.
You're not gonna go with the odds, bro. You're not licking your lips. You're not gonna be controversial and be like, I like the odds, bro. You're not gonna do that.
It's just I liked Abdul.
I'm
Abdul is
shocked, bro. I thought you were
Abdul is
gonna see that plus 750, 740 and get a little excited, bro. Perk up a little bit. Perk up
Abdul.
and be like, "Come take the gamble." But no, he should beat this guy, man. He can get taken down. He gets hit. This is designed for Yakiev to win here.
Like I said, yeah. Oof. But to say minus 1400, bro, this is like Mahachev odds.
No
This is
money line, no parlay. Look for a prop, right? Inside the distance, submission or decision, no action, ground and pound KO, however you see it.
insane, bro.
Points, whatever you want to do. Under 1.5, just look for something there. Way better than minus 1400.
Way better.
So we're both going with Yakiev to get it done here. Another confident pick. I got two, Bekoyev and Yakiev. Next up, we have Rafael Estevim taking on Ethan Ewing. If you remember, Ethan Ewing made his debut last time out on short notice up against Malcolm Wellmaker, where he won via unanimous decision. Estevam last time out beat Felipe Bunes via unanimous decision, where he came in heavy. He missed weight, and the UFC told him, "Hey, brother, flyweight's no longer working for you. You got to bump you up to what's this fight at? Is it at bantamweight or featherweight?
45, baby.
145, huh? And they're
Now,
bumping him all the way. They're bumping him all the way up to featherweight. Woo!
unless it's bantamweight and
I think it's bantamweight.
Ewan is going down.
Yeah, Ewing's going down because I don't think he's going up 2 weight classes. I think this is at bantamweight
Let me look it up and just keep
because
talking.
Malcolm Wallmaker fights at bantamweight, bro. It's gonna be at bantamweight. I'm pretty sure.
No, keep talking. I'll look it up while you're.
Yeah, I think in this fight, bro, there's some recency bias. A lot of people liked how he looked against Malcolm Wallmaker, who's a striker, right? And they have him as the favorite, bro. Well, now it's even odds. They had him as a favorite earlier, and Esteban was a dog. I don't know what the
Bantamweight. You're right.
it's bantamweight, right? Yeah. So when you look at Ethan Ewing, he's a powerful striker who moves forward. He fights well in the clinch, throws solid combinations, has a nice tight guard. He moves in and out of the pocket really well. His takedown defense isn't the best. However, he doesn't work if he does wait. However, he doesn't work if taken down and try to get back. He does work if he's taken down and tries to get back to his feet. Up against Malcolm Wellmaker. Malcolm Wellmaker's a counter striker, right? So he was waiting for that opportunity to counter strike, and I don't think he was expecting the pressure and the forward movement and the striking defense of an Ethan Ewing to come at him, right? And I think that kind of threw him off. And Malcolm Wellmaker, prior to that fight, was knocking everybody out, right, with that left hook, right? And then that was the first time I think we saw him go to a decision. So a lot of people are high on Ethan Ewing, but he's going up against Rafael Estevin, who's going to be at a bigger weight class. He's going to have the advantage, right? The concern with him is his cardio, but this dude's a pressure grappler. I mean, he beat Charles Johnson in his UFC debut, where he showcased good clinch work, solid grappling, and fought well against the fence. He demonstrated his ability to maintain a high pace and control in that fight. His striking is good as well. He got the KO in the Contender Series that got him the contract. I know last time out against Felipe Bunes, a lot of people are salty because he came in overweight, right? And then they were like, "Oh, well, he had the advantage," but I think he should be good here, man. Against Jose Aguilar, he didn't strike much. He strictly stuck to the grappling and maintained control. And then he did the same against Bunes. And I think coming up against a striker like Ethan Ewing in a bigger weight class, I think he's just going to get to work, man, and take him down. And we have seen Ewing in the past struggle with takedowns. And Malcolm Wellmaker's not a grappler. That was primarily a striking fight. It was a favorable matchup for him. So I'm going to go with Estevam here, man.
I mean, I think Ewing is just, he's a good fighter. I really
He's a good fighter. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying Estevan's on a streak here, brother.
I know. I mean, and what I'm thinking is if Ewing can even him at bantamweight, bro, if you could drag that man to deep waters, like Ewing did amazing, switching it up, like taking him down, coming back up, striking with him. I think Ewing has shown me more versus Esteban. It's kind of been a weight bully. Now he goes up in weight where he might not have that edge anymore. I mean, he is higher, taller, but other than that, like, Yeah, no, I'm curious. Like, I'm gonna go with Ewing, man. I think Ewing is the pick for me. But like I said, I'm not very confident. Let's see what Esteban looks like at 135.
Esteban's 14-0. 14-0.
Oh,
And they had
brother,
him as a dog. That's crazy. People like Ewing, huh?
I'm telling you, like
The
Mark.
recency bias, bro. That was a good fight for him. And that fight was on short notice, but he did fight a week prior. Wasn't it a week prior to that fight?
Yeah, he fought a week prior.
So he was in shape. He was in shape to fight against Malcolm Wellmaker, right? And I think that was a favorable matchup for him. I think this is a lot tougher, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. Next up, we have Robert Fuchala taking on Jose Delano. Robert Fuchala got his UFC debut out the way up against William Gomez, where he lost via unanimous decision in enemy territory. Delano last time out beat Manuel Exposito via unanimous decision on the Dana White Contender Series. When you look at Ruchala, he's an active striker who has speed, flash, and pop. He throws a flurry of combinations with decent enough technique. He can grapple if needed. He's pretty durable. I think Jose Delano is an aggressive forward movement striker. He has the better technique of the two. He has a solid technique and a good guard. He has decent footwork. He's pretty well rounded, and he has really good cardio, as we've seen, in his fight in the Contender Series. I think Jose here is going to be the more technical striker, the one with the more footwork, whereas Ruchala has better pressure and throws a bit more wildly. I'm going to go with Delano here. I think Delano is the more technical striker who has good movement, good durability, good cardio. I think Ruchala is just a bit too chaotic. So I'm gonna pick the guy with the better technique and the better defensive guard to get it done here.
Yeah, at a minus 415. I mean, I'm very puzzled by it. But I mean, yes and no. I mean, he had a good fight against Gomi. Um, let's say he won a round at least against Gomi. Good takedown.
Yeah.
This is a tough one for me. And, I do want to go Delano, but I don't like those odds. I am going to go with Delano champ, but I'm not betting on this fight. But I also think Ruchala can kind of, yeah. I agree with Delano, but this should be a little bit more even fight. You feel me? Like, I don't think Delano's going to come in and, like I said, minus 14 is a hefty tag here. Yeah, let's see what he does.
Do you okay? We're both going with Delano here, but do you agree with these next odds? Tommy McMillan at a minus 1,400, minus 1,000. I mean,
bro, what are we doing here, dog? Like,
Tommy McMillan making his UFC debut, coming off of that majority decision win on the Dana White Contender Series against David Morgan, is a minus 1,000, going up against Manolo Zucchini, who last lost to Morgan Chayer via KO. McMillan, obviously, the UFC likes this kid, man. He's a teammate of Sean O'Malley. He has the crazy hair. Uh, he utilizes his range well. He works off his jab. He has solid takedown defense. His striking defense is a bit sus. He got hit a bunch in that Dana White Contender Series fight, and he also got dropped in that fight, right? And he came back
first
and
round.
he showcased his dog and great McMillan.
Yeah,
he got dropped in that fight, right? And then he came back and weathered the storm, and got the majority decision win. But he showcased how strong he is, right? How durable he can be. Zucchini is a striker who has power and speed in his striking. He isn't the best. He often gets caught headhunting, and that can leave you open to getting caught. And I think that's going to be an issue here, right, with his aggression. He has solid BJJ and takedown defense. I think his aggression, as I mentioned, will work against him here. And he's also given up a bunch of height and reach, man. 3 inches, 4 inches shorter, 5 inches reach disadvantage, man. He's gonna have to get in close, and with him throwing wildly and stuff, McMahon's gonna be able to showcase his striking a bit more, be more comfortable, right? I think this fight's designed for McMillan to kind of prop him up a bit, but these odds are crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll look.
This guy was getting hit, bro, and dropped. I mean, you get me? Zucchini, if Zucchini comes in and just catches him once, and he could shock a lot of people. But yeah, go ahead.
No, man. Like I remember picking a favor McKilling in his Contender Series fight, and I like McMillan is a dog, but Manolo Zucchini, bro. I don't know, bro. You know, I don't, and that reach too. So you could expect the striking and the clinch work. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with McMillan. I'm not gonna toss any money. I'm just gonna enjoy. I mean, you know, if you're feeling a little bit heroic, there's always.
She should get it done. Yeah.
Well, you could always put money on McMillan. You could put money on what was the other guy, Bekov. You get that. You get it at maybe like a minus 400. You know, you role play a money line that you might like. You might get it at a minus 100. I don't
Yeah.
know. Want to play with fire, but what was Tommy?
Right on. We're both going with Tommy McMillan to get it done. We'll move on to our co-main event where they have Verna Jandaroba, who was on a 5-fight winning streak,
Yep.
losing to now champion Mackenzie Dern, where a lot of people felt that she could have won that fight, right? She landed 9 takedowns in that fight. You know, obviously at the end, Mackenzie Dern got the nod. She's an underdog, plus 115, right? Up against Tabitha Ritchie, who's coming off of that KO win to Amanda Ribas, where she threw that vicious elbow in the clinch up against the fence, right? Broke her orbital bone. You get me? She was required to she already had a plate, right? She was required to fix it or something like that. But anyways, her striking's looking good. A lot of people talk about how she's dating Welsh and her striking is improving due to that fact, right? When you look at Jandiroba, she has solid BJJ and takedowns. Her ground game is dangerous. She is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. She has decent cardio. Her striking isn't the best, but she does enough for it to set up her takedown entries and kind of does a really good job, right? Like putting you up against the fence, securing the takedown. As I mentioned against Dern, she landed 9 takedown attempts out of, I believe it was 12 attempts overall, if I'm not mistaken. Might want to fact check me on that. Ritchie is a good grappler. She's pressure forward grappler. Once she's on the ground, she works and looks for submissions. She didn't look good in the grappling run against Yan Janan. Remember, she was an underdog in that fight and she wasn't able to get the grappling going in that. I think she only shot 3 takedowns and secured one with 16 seconds of control. Yan looked really good and propping herself up to that back up to her feet, right? And when
Yeah.
Yan fought Verna Jandaroba, we thought she was going to bring that same kind of urgency to get back up to her feet, right? But she was just taken down, and Jandaroba got it done against her there and won via unanimous decision. She strikes when she should wrestle, and she wrestles when she should strike. But I think Richie's getting good, man. I mean, she's young. She's 31 years old. I mean, yeah. Would you say it's similar for women like it is for men? Like they say a lot of male fighters reach their prime like at 30. They reach their second prime like at 32, man, between 28 and 32. So she could be coming into her own here at 31 years old. Striking's looking better. But can she take down Jandaroba, right? Can she put her out on the feet, right? And Jandaroba's coming off a championship fight. I think is this one of those fights where people are like, okay, Richie knocked out Amanda Ribas, who hasn't looked good recently, right?
Yeah.
And then Jandaroba lost to Mackenzie Dern. So it's just interesting, these odds, the psychology of this, right? On Tapology, a lot of people are saying that, oh, wow, Tapology is saying that she's going to win by decision 93%. And I agree, man. I mean, at dog money, if it's still dog money, I'm going to throw money on Jandaroba.
Jandaroba is the
And I like Richie.
Yeah, but Richie, like even with the fight with Amanda Ribas, I think Amanda Ribas respectfully did a low IQ move. When I think Amanda Ribas would get too close in the clinch, and then she was exposing her head in a way where Richie kind of threw a couple different elbows and it was catching him, and Amanda's wasn't really adapting to it. So I think it was in the second round or the third round, got close. Richie read it, knocked her down. So I mean, look, I don't think that's an issue with Jandaroba. Jandaroba's going to go in there, it's going to take this girl down, it's going to probably strike with her. I mean, Mackenzie Dern, the problem is she has the girl's kind of like a kryptonite when it comes to the ground, right? Everybody wants to fade her like her jiu-jitsu because she has good jiu-jitsu. That being said, Amanda Ribas fought Dern, then Dern goes up to fight for the belt. I'm gonna go with Jandaroba, man. I'm not gonna overthink this. I mean, Richie has to show me improve striking, improve takedown defense. Does she get it done? We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I'm picking Jandaroba, but I don't know, man. It feels like Richie. I don't know. It feels like Richie can get it done too, man. It's one of those fights where like is going to be a good opportunity to live bet. But they are in Vegas. They are the issue with being in Vegas is Vegas oftentimes doesn't really care so much about the wrestling, right? And
Yeah.
that's my worry. If Jandarova's only focusing on the grappling and control, whereas Richie's, she's hitting some strikes off the ground, those pity patty shots off the ground. She's doing enough on the feet. She could steal a decision here, right? But I'm gonna go with Verna. I wouldn't be surprised if Richie does something here. 12-3. I mean, she did struggle against Lupita Godinez, right? Against Lupe
Yeah.
Godinez, who's a pressure grappler, whose striking is getting better. But she does well against girls with good jiu-jitsu. Like, look at her record, man. Like, this is something I just noticed. She beat Jillian Robertson via unanimous decision, who has solid jiu-jitsu, right? She beat Jessica Pena, who does have a solid jiu-jitsu. She subbed her. She beat Poliana Viana, who's jiu-jitsu. I mean, she does good against these jiu-jitsu girls. Amanda Hibas was supposed to have the jiu-jitsu, right? She got knocked out. So, interesting fight. I'm gonna be excited to see what happens.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I'm going Jandarova, dog. I'm slapping money on Jandarova. You
Oh yeah,
crazy,
underdog. Yeah, underdog is yeah.
bro? What
Slap
the
that
fuck?
money.
I'm just like
Come on, bro.
I wanna understand. I really do, and I don't. And maybe it's me, but if you look at the apology, over
It's
two
it,
thousand people.
it's the Ethan Ewing effect, baby. You look good last time out, bro. People believe. People start believing. People start believing. They throw money. I know you don't like that because you picked Ewing, but that's how it is, bro. That's how it is.
Don't try me.
Next up, we have our main event. We have Renato Moicano taking on Chris Duncan. Moicano last time out lost to Benil Dariush via unanimous decision. Duncan last time out beat Terrence McKinney via submission. Listen, Moicano is a black belt. He has high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has good technical striking. He throws with volume and pace. He has been dropped and tested in the past, right? An example, Jalen Turner famously dropped him down, could have finished the fight. He got up and finished it. He has a horrible gas tank. Go watch him wither away against Darush, bro. Two different fighters between the first round and the second and third, right? This
Ooh,
dude, man. This dude look, and then
do you remember?
even against homeboy, what's his name? In France, in
Do you?
France, what's his
Well,
name?
and that's what I was gonna say.
Benoit
Do you remember when he dominated that first round, and we're like,
against
oh
Benoit Saint Denis in
yeah, and he
France.
came back in the second. My boy, look, if they didn't stop that fight,
Oh, he would
there's
have been done.
he
Benoit
would
would
have
have
done. He
recovered,
would
bro.
have been gassed
Yeah.
out.
We talked about that in depth. Like, I think this fight, man, he's going up against Duncan, who's a pressure fighter with with knockout power, good submission skills. He's improving. He's training at AT&T. These guys are teammates. My concern here is, do we see a Michael Venom Page, Sam Patterson fight, bro? Where they're like, listen, brother, let's get this bag, man. Let's just have a good spar. Let's see what happens. Or do you think Chris Duncan comes out and just says, you know what, brother? I'm gonna let you do your thing in the first round. I'm gonna let the odds sway, and then come second round, third round, I'm just gonna pop, put you out, my man, put you
Yeah,
out. I think this fight is gonna be given to Chris Duncan. I think Chris Duncan does get a finish here. I think Renato Moicano, unless Renato Moicano has taken this time and like you like to say, he's got on the treadmill, dog. He bought a treadmill. He's been working on that strength and conditioning. I don't see him winning this fight. Now, my only concern is if he snatches up the back, or finds himself in a position where he's able to lock up a gilly or something, right? Duncan makes a horrendous decision, and he finds the finish via submission. But I think Duncan here on the feet, the smart thing would be to let Moicano get comfortable in that first round, right? Kind of like just throw and get tired, and then come the second round, third round, you start to go, right? You start, okay, it's my turn, boom, and then you find that finish. So I'm gonna go with Duncan here, man. I just don't like Moicano's cardio. It hasn't improved from the Dariush fight to the Benoit Saint Denis fight, and then yeah,
just give it to him, man. Just give it to him. Just let the boy cook, man. I mean, look, there's no way, goddamn hell. Wait, I mean, dude, is there a prop for first round Macano, and then if it, then you give it a Duncan if it goes past the second? Like,
you might find that on Bulldogs, and I think you've had that in the past.
yeah, I mean, you could technically can, but I'm not gonna play with fire, man. Duncan has, bro. Duncan went with T Rex. my boy. What do you call it? The best first minute the best first minute first round
First,
fighter.
first round fighter, yeah.
Yeah, first minute, bro gives you one round of hell. That was insane. Didn't get knocked out. Got days. Is Moicano going to put him out? And then you add the other effect that Duncan has been silently getting good. Slowly. He's been creeping. You
Been
feel me?
improving, man. Yeah.
And who is he fighting? He's like fighting with all those killer American top team. That's why after the Manuel Torres submission, I mean, this guy is just like he's different. So I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm gonna go with Moicano.
Moicano?
Sorry, Duncan.
Oh, I was about to say, I mean, you're not gonna overthink it, brother. You're overthinking it right there. And yeah, man, I agree. I think Chris Duncan gets it done here, man. Moicano, I don't know. He hasn't been as active though. Have you seen? I haven't. Like I used to always see him on the what is it called? The algorithm, bro. He's always been out there, man. I don't see him anymore.
Because bro got paid, bro. Bro got
He got paid, or you think? Okay, so okay. This is the conversation. You think he got paid, or you think he's really locked in for this fight?
I don't think he's locked in, bro. Well, I mean, you could be locked in, but bro, you don't think that man's been doing cardio and all that different stuff. So I mean, the question is like,
Like nothing on his Instagram, bro. Nothing on his Instagram. See his ex. I'm sorry. Continue. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Duncan, bro. Duncan is the guy that's been increasingly surprising us. Like what he got good with a jab against The only thing he landed against Makacho, I think it was like a cross, and then Makacho just took it down at will. And then with the Beneil Dariush fight, it was that first round, and then Beneil came back and dusted him. Like, well, it didn't dust him, but it.
What if what if what if Matty Betts tells you to wager a sub, bro, Moicano?
We ain't doing that, dog.
You ain't doing that, bro? He puts
Forgot
ten
about that.
thousand down, bro. He puts 10,000 down. You're not following him, bro.
Why don't you do the same with Duncan? Duncan's probably gonna tire this guy out and then submit him.
I think that'll be the smart game plan, right? If he tires him out and submits him, that's the thing though. If Duncan's smart, he's gonna keep it standing, right? First round, and then second round he's gonna go. He's gonna let his hands go. Boom, 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 boom. Get his reads in, get his range in, and then boom, boom, boom. But yeah, we're both with Chris Duncan here, and I want to say the main events this year. There's been a lot of dogs winning, bro. There's been a lot of dogs winning. We've been wrong a lot of time on these main event fights, so we could be wrong here. But we're both going with Chris Duncan. Last week, the dog won, Joe Pfeiffer. We were both on the side of Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, but
Joe
Izzy
Pfeiffer.
got a
Izzy
pack.
looked good though.
Izzy in the first round. In the first round, it was good.
Izzy looked good in the first round, and for whatever reason, he's like, you know what, brother, let's go down to the ground. Let's see what's up down here. And then just found himself in a horrendous position. Kind of sad to see that happen to Israel Adesanya. But prior to that, who was the main event prior to that?
He made a lot of money, bro. That's all I gotta say. My boy made a lot of. Prior to this, who wasn't
Can we
it?
see the cards? Can we see the cards? Oh, was it who was the main event part of this? Oh, it was Lerone Murphy and Masvidal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That one, the guy we predicted to win won, right?
No, I had Murphy.
And then we had Robertson. Okay, that's Vallejos. We had Vallejos to win. Go to the 308.
I have Vallejos.
Go to the next one.
Oliveira was a dog.
We had Max, and Oliveira was a dog. We had Brandon Moreno. Kavanaugh was a dog. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. This Mario Bautista. We had Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista was a dog in that fight too, bro. Isn't that crazy?
No.
Was he a favorite or a dog?
He was a favorite.
He was a favorite? I thought he was a dog.
No, he was a favorite. It's a favorite.
Oh, no, you know what it was? It was plus money for the finish. That's what it was. And then Justin Gaethje was a dog. That's crazy, man. What a crazy year. The UFC, the main events have been crazy this year. A lot of dogs have been winning. I don't know the exact numbers. I got to do the math to see what the percentage is. But, I mean, Moicano's not out of the fight, brother. But I think Duncan's going to win here.
The same boxing, dog. Isn't it what they say, bro? Is they say the same boxing, bro. That's why, like, you see, bro, I haven't watched Zuffa in a while, but Zuffa's always bringing these guys that are like 4-0 with 4-0. That's the boxing pedigree. Like, if you get a guy like that, build them up to 31. build them up for years, bro. But yeah, man, I'm excited. It's a good card. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be seeing Super Mario World
Okay.
Galaxy, and then I'm back. So I'll make it in time.
And then after this, we have Jiri Prohaska taking on Carl Ulberg after this.
Mm,
So we have a good card after the fact, and then we have after that on we have some good cards coming up, man. I forget who. I think we have Mallet, right? Malott and Burns. It's a
yeah,
crazy main event. It's a crazy main event. Gilbert Burns, bro. Gilbert Burns and Renato Moicano both having main events.
yeah. And I
2026.
see here, bro, Curtis played Josh Hoskett. Hoskett had called for Waldo, but if he beats Blades, it triggers a potential fight for the #1 contender spot. So let's wait and see what's going to
And the
happen.
heavyweight division.
Oh yeah, like if he beats Old Man
You think
Curtis.
you think he gets a #1 contender spot after beating Curtis?
Well, no. So okay, no. Let me rephrase that. If Josh Hoskins beats Blades and Waldo does not have an opponent, whoever the winner is of, let's say, for example, Pereira and Gon, like if Tom ain't coming back, that those two, one of them are next in line. I think the UFC would do that. Waldo also doesn't want to stay inactive, so we're gonna find out.
Right on, Joshua Van and Tetsuro Taira. Damn.
Now, bro, my boy more excited about my boy. We got one more week.
I'm just saying, bro. It's gonna be a short title reign, bro. It sucks, man. Nah, just kidding. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. We
I
gotta
heard
look at
that, bro. I'll remember that, bro. I
we
remember
gotta
that.
look at the footage, bro. We gotta see, bro. We gotta see, bro. We gotta see. But anyways, any parting words, my man?
Now we'll see you. Join us live. We'll be live tweeting. We'll be vibing, and we'll put some bets on Friday, and we'll go from there, champ.
Yeah, right on. We'll put some bets out on Friday. Make sure you follow us on X. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Show some love, as always. Love what you love. Do what you do. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Boom.